Happy Youth Day once again. Education, I think, and I tell people that as a person, I grew up in the rural area. I didn't grow up in Jos. I grew up in a small village. I call it a small village called Gindri. And yes, that's subject to argument as to whether Gindri is a village or a city, but I still call it a village. Okay, but I think the first thing that education did to me and to all of us who grew there is to give us a doorway and to say that life isn't going to be here. You know, there's a gateway out of the small place we come from into the world. And when I hear people talk about education, as an educator, as a school owner, as a parent, the things that I think about the children first is that we need to give children the foundation, a foundation that makes life possible completely. So for me, what's the foundation? One, being able to read properly, being able to express yourself through writing, you know, or through speaking or whatever, and being able and having the curiosity to research. Okay, I hear us tell people, oh, colonialism, and that's why when I hear us doing the whole Africa pride thing, I laugh a little because I think that the world has gone really global. It's good to love your culture, it's good to appreciate it, but be aware that you're part of a bigger society and that the world is going to get more and more homogeneous and not more and more unique as the time goes by. So if you're importing, if you're bringing in, if you're exporting your culture to these people, what are you going to say? And as a storyteller, that's what I would want to see. I feel that the Chinua Achebes of life and all that were able to make the successes they had because they could tell the African story to a global perspective, to a global person. And here, that is what we're supposed to do. What is the story we're carrying and how do we carry it out into the globe? So I feel that that is what your education should be. Your education is not left in the hands of your teachers. Basically, the only thing any of us can give anybody right now is the foundation. What you do with your foundation is going to be up to you. If you know how to use the internet, how are you going to use it? If you're on Instagram, how are you going to use Instagram to become a global personality? Because people are doing it and they don't have two heads. Okay, that's me sounding like a mother. So you know what we tell our children, you don't come first, we tell you don't have a hair. The one that came first did not have two heads, okay? So none of us has two heads. But you see, for every Western culture out there, all it's looking for is for you to bring in your African personality, your unique outlook in life, and find yourself out there. Let's not lie to ourselves, a lot of things are not going to change about Africa. Unfortunately, let's tell ourselves the truth, a lot of things are not going to change. You're not going to find out why COVID is not hitting us. Because you don't have the research institutions and all of that. But you can leverage on what has been done from elsewhere and what you have here. And I think the power of leverage is what education should give you. So what are the answers to the questions? I don't know them. But you have to be able to ask yourself, that's what education should do for you. It should strike curiosity. Curiosity that says, okay, what am I doing? What is happening in the world right now? What is happening to me? And how do I marry it? And then finally for mentorship, which is where I should stop. Sorry if I've gone past my 4 minutes. Okay. I think what mentorship does is to tell you that others have done it. Okay? It's not to make you a disciple in the strictest sense of the word. Okay, it's to be able to say that others have done it. What principles can you take from where they have been and make it yours? And I do think that what's happening to criminality and all these other things is because people don't know there's an option. Okay, I was hit by criminality. My car was stolen. Me and my daughter had just come out of my car and it was stolen. And that was like 2-3 months ago. Okay, and honestly, if I had met the thief, I don't even have it in me to get angry with them. Why? Because this is the option they know, you know? So mentorship is important because we need to let people know that there are options. There are things, there are ways, you know, and all of that. And when people don't feel like they have an option, then they sentence themselves to criminality.